what does it take, and like what have you seen keeps people going if they don't experience the immediate pain relief? Because like I would say that like I could speak to my experience, and like it's because a relationship with my body has developed that will continue to grow even if this pain is still here. But by continuing to grow it, I know that, you know, come 1 week, maybe 3 months, I don't know how long, that the pain, I will be able to go further, and I will be able to figure out and like pandiculate my way out of it. So like I have something that even though I'm still in daily pain, I'm like continuing this because I can see its benefit. But it's almost like, what have you seen that like really allows people to just like to keep going?
Oh yeah.
Because you know we live in a world where immediate gratification is like all that's cared about.
Absolutely, that's a good question. In the sessions, I help people make it very clear that we can change how we feel. So you're lying there on the table, and well, that's just how we feel today. We don't know. That's just how it is. But then, what if by chance, maybe we'd assess like how easy. Sometimes I'll ask people, just muster up some feeling of worry or like that sinking feeling of disappointment. Notice how close by that could be, how familiar that is. And then we'll do a movement, a special way. I'll show them a special kind of movement. It's different than anything they've ever done, for most of them. And we'll do this a few times, very gentle, low-effort movement. And we'll, at the end, I'll say, well, muster it up. Go back to that. How close is it now? And often they'll like burst into laughter. It's like, it's gone. It's not there. So what if we have a movement that when you're feeling aggressive and angry and caught up in the busyness of the day, that you can do that movement? Or what if you just feel like really beaten down by life and you had a movement that you could do to just not feel that? So like the deep habit it created that pain problem. But right away, people can say, wow, that's a tool. I don't feel like I have power in my life. Oh, I can turn off that. I can have control over the tension pattern that goes along with that. I feel like, boy, one side is like the messed up, achy side. I can feel like that's part of me again. That's a big breakthrough just to have that. To say like, wow, I'm more whole. It's like, what's the value of like feeling half your torso again, where you couldn't feel it? Or what's the value of saying, wow, I feel stiff and achy, and what's the value of having the tool of not having to feel that? That's what this is. There is an instant gratification. It's true. That's why cats pandiculate about 40 times a day. They only do it because it's pleasurable. These like yawning, they're contractions. I'm contracting my shoulders and the back of my neck if I was a cat. And that's for a cat's stress pattern. Human patterns are a little different. So, you know, ours is the tight back and the tight front, that if it turns into a habit, well, a habituated tight front, that creates the posture of depression. And I know what that feels like. We could have a lifetime trapped where our brain's so good. We have to be so vigilant. Am I falling into depression again? Oh, it's back. Oh, it's back. Well, now, what if you had a movement that could possibly just turn that off? What if you could derail an experience? If you're falling into depression, what if you could derail that and not? With like 2 or 3 movements. Now, Hanna did not develop this, and he didn't say he didn't go into the psychological aspects, but it's true. Since the soma is the brain and the body together, the mind and the body is one, not inseparable. Well, if you're depressed and that's the cycle of your mind, well, there's got to be a correlation to the pattern in your body. So which comes first? Let's do an experiment. It's easy to change the tensions in your body with this process. Does that change the pattern in your mind? Yeah.
It's almost like your body is like if you develop this practice and this awareness, it's like a soundboard that can allow you to notice these things before it can, become anything more than it needs to be.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. We're
Yeah.
so used to it happening, the problems, these tensions that are in a way mostly outside our awareness, that we sort of accept that. And that I've found in my own experience is like, I don't tolerate that. I have so little tolerance for feeling like down in that depression that I will do these movements. I do not go a day. Like I heard another practitioner say, well, once in a while I miss a day. I cannot imagine missing a day. This is what it means to be embodied and human, to say, well, am I being diligent? Because my system, letting it go on its own, if the autopilot runs it, you will sense less and less and less. You will lose sensing yourself, and you will lose, in a way, the ability to feel. So you only really feel the biggest, most powerful things, and then you get to know those really well. So people who are trapped in fear, we all know people who are always on the lookout for something to fear. Well, that's a certain pattern of tension goes along with that. There's people who are often always like aggressive and working and trying to achieve more and more and more. And that's how their pattern is. Well, they're in that pattern probably in their body as well.